Out of the gates and ready to go. Welcome in to Seahawks Today live here on this Wednesday afternoon. Tyler Jones here with you. So glad to have you with us as we bring you this happy hour edition of the program. Coming up on today's show, we'll have the latest Seattle Seahawks news and rumors as we're going to be talking about Jason Smith-Njigba, Zach Charbonnet, Geno Smith, and more. Plus, we'll have our live Q&A segment, not one but two today. And then also later on, we will go over some post-June 1 cut candidates as well, some cut and trade candidates that the Seahawks could potentially move on from after that deadline. Where are you from? Not just where you're watching from, but what is your hometown? Let us know where you're at. Represent your hometown. My personal hometown is the great city of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, outside of Tulsa, the best town in America, some of the best people. My mom works for the city and everything, and proud to call Broken Arrow home. That's my hometown. Big Tex is here with me this afternoon. He is back in action. Glad to have him with us today. Texer, what is your hometown? What do you call home?
I would say Coppell, but no one knows where that is outside of Texas, so we'll just go with Dallas.
Okay. Put yourself on screen.
Yeah, I got you. Give me one second.
Texer, the pride of Coppell, Texas. What do people do in Coppell, Texas? What are you guys known for?
Pretentiousness.
Pretentiousness?
Except for me. I feel like I separate myself from that, but give me 1 sec to pop us up. Here.
Okay. Texas putting himself on screen. Well, you guys shout out your hometowns. Let's see where we got here. Curtis from Salem, Oregon. Man in a Pit from North London. Uma Pirate Girl Uma from Seattle. I got Tom from Los Angeles. Yasher is in the house from Montebello, California. Jonathan from Tacoma, Washington. Devo from Red River, New Mexico. Go Hawks. Wayne from Los Angeles. Saijan checking in from San Diego, California. In the words of the great Ron Burgundy.
There we go.
Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights, says, Sup to you, Daniel. Thanks for being here with us. Shout out your hometown. Not necessarily where you're watching from or where you live now, but the place that you call home that people say when they ask where you're from, you tell them. Let us know in the chat. As I take a little drink of water there. Pablo from South Carolina. What town in South Carolina, though, Pablo? That's a state. It's not down. But thanks for the love, everybody, for checking in and being here today. Who is your favorite Seahawks player right now? Who is your favorite player on the 2023 roster? Let us know, and we'd love to hear from you guys. Tom also says, welcome back, Tex.
I saw that.
Your presence was missed last week.
I know. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate the warm welcome back to Seahawks Today.
Always a pleasure having Big Tex in the house today. Tex, of the current Seahawks roster, who's your favorite player? Who's your guy?
Can I include rookies?
Yeah, you can include rookies.
Jaxon Smith-Njigba.
Really?
I stay with that take, yeah. I think he's going to make a really big case for Rookie of the Year or Offensive Rookie of the Year in the NFL. He's a stud.
My favorite player on this Seahawks team is DK.
Are they going to say Bobby?
Bobby's a good choice, too. But DK is my guy because touchdowns all day. He rules, you know. Let's see. Tyler Lockett says man in a pit. TNG says Tyler Lockett. Curtis says Bobby. Wayne says Bobby. Jonathan checking in from Everett, Washington. Pablo says a guy that's never played a snap for the Seahawks just yet. Draymond Jones. Okay. Very nice answer there, Pablo. Thanks for that. What are your plans for this summer? And Yasher is still hopeful about Jamal Adams. I agree. I'd like to see Jamal Adams have a bounce-back year this year. What are your summer plans? How are you spending your summer of Jones in 2023? Big Tex, just got back from celebrating my birthday in D.C., and I went to Baltimore, went to Camden Yards, very cool ballpark there. Had a nice weekend in the nation's capital. Nice. We had a nice dinner Thursday night, a little birthday dinner with cigars in hand. Did you have a cigar the other night?
I did, and I tasted it the next morning as well. I woke up and I was like, cigar.
Oh. Devo says Joey Hunt. Danny says go Hawks. Clint says C. Saijan says Tyler Lockett. Jonathan says Tariq Woolen. Tyson says, you guys start these too early for us in the Pacific Northwest. Hey, Tyson, I understand, but, we have a lot of people watching from all across the country. I mean, you saw the chat when they were asking where people was from. I had Pablo checking in from South Carolina. We got people from all over the country. So we got to do a time that works for everybody, and that's why we're here at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific every week. What are your summer plans? Let's see. What is everybody doing? Tex, you got a big trip planned, right?
Yeah. I actually leave on my birthday in June. So June 17th is my birthday, so right around the corner. We're going to Moab, Utah. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right. I've been to Utah a couple times, but more like Park City and Salt Lake City. But, yeah, first time to Moab, and I think it's going to be a good time. We're going to do some whitewater rafting.
You going to do some shady stuff in Utah?
Maybe. Depends on how the Mormons are feeling when I get over there.
Oh, if you got some ideas for some activities for Tex in Utah, let us know. What are your summer plans? Tell us in the chat what you got going on. My next stop, by the way, on the Summer Jones, I am off to Nashville in a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah, that's a good place.
You ever been to Nashville?
No, it's on my list, though. I definitely want to visit. It's really cool.
It'll be a good time. I'm excited about that.
You ever been there?
I have, a few times. Let's see. Pablo says, I can't wait to see Draymond Jones and Devin Bush. Let's see. Tyrone says Kenneth Walker is his favorite player. Tyson's from Longmont, Colorado. Tom Anderson says Blitz is my favorite. Who is your favorite Seahawks addition this offseason? Who is your favorite addition? Tell us in the chat. I like this from Tom. Tom says, I'm celebrating my middle daughter graduating from UCLA. 4's up. Go Bruins.
Go Bruins.
Congrats to you, Tom, for your daughter graduating UCLA. That's a big deal. That campus at UCLA in Westwood is the most gorgeous campus I've ever seen. UCLA, Tom, your daughter chose the right school to go to in California. And
it's not USC.
Yeah, it's not USC. Yeah. UCLA, they know how to have a good time. That campus is as good as it gets. Tom, congrats to you and your daughter. That's a big deal to be graduating. Pablo says Tyler needs to go see Nashville Super Speedway. Hell yeah. Funny you mentioned that, Pablo. That's why I'm going to Nashville. I'm going to Nashville Super Speedway. I went last year, going back, got a NASCAR race there. Shake and bake, baby. That is actually why I'm going there, Pablo. You're on to something. Let's see. Jonathan says, when we asked our favorite edition, Bobby Wagner. Wayne says Jaxon Smith-Njigba. Very solid answers there. Let's see. Peter says, Pete Carroll going to be mad at Tyler for saying that. What did I say? What's Pete Carroll? What did I say? Oh, about UCLA, not USC.
Right.
I don't think Pete cares at this point. He drafted Zach Charbonnet from UCLA.
He has no bias towards USC.
I think he's moved on. Let's see. Pablo says, I watch NASCAR. Who's your favorite driver, Pablo? I love me some NASCAR. I've been to a few races this year. I went to Daytona, Vegas, Austin, and Talladega. We got to get Big Tex out to a NASCAR race. I feel like that would be your vibe. You'd fit right in.
I like cars a lot, especially race cars.
You ain't first or last.
That's right.
Tom says TCU is a close second for beautiful campuses. Tex, thoughts?
No. That's my take. I'll take your TCU, and I'll give you the University of Texas campus. It's way bigger, way more trees, and it's in Austin, which is a better city than Fort Worth. I know that because I've been to both and lived in Austin for years, in my opinion.
Let's see. What else we got in the chat? Man in Pitt says favorite edition. Zach. Also, we have Peter saying Julian Love is my favorite. Tom Anderson says I miss 48 Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson's the GOAT. He's one of the greatest athletes of all time. 7-time NASCAR Cup champion. I didn't know this was going to turn into a NASCAR chat. I didn't even bring NASCAR up. The chat did. But he actually has been racing part-time. He's driving now the 84 car. Not so great so far this year. James checking in from Tucson, Arizona. Thanks for being here with us, James. As we get this thing going, I want to hear from the 12s. I want to make them hear us all the way in Lumen Field in Seattle. I don't know if the Sounders got a game tonight or whatever it may be, or if it's the stadium workers, but nonetheless, maybe the Dragons got something going tonight. Who's playing next? Is it the Sea Dragons or I take that back? The XFL season ended. It's USFL that's going on.
Yes.
I can't keep track of all these spring leagues.
Too many names.
Whatever's going on there at Lumen Field, I want them to hear us. So, chat, here's what we're going to do. Al Horford's also here with us today. Welcome, Al Horford. I thought you checking in? Is Al Horford checking in from Cancun after the Celtics got eliminated?
That's funny.
Pablo says Alex Bowman. Chase Elliott is suspended for one race. He is suspended. Chase Elliott intentionally wrecked Denny Hamlin on Sunday.
Yikes.
And so he got suspended for that.
Is that the same guy you told me about that's been accused of intentionally wrecking people?
No, this is his first time, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, can't get away with that. So, if you love your Seahawks, I'm going to put a minute on the clock. Let's spam S in the chat and get as many S's as we humanly possibly can in this next minute. 3, 2, 1, go.
Get those likes up, people. These are rookie numbers.
Get those S's going.
I
Here
only
we
see
go.
14 likes. We need to get to at least 30.
Let's start with the S's first.
Oh, yeah.
One thing at a time, Texer. Texer getting ahead of things.
Sorry.
Spam those S's in the chat. I want to hear from the 12s. I want them to hear us all the way in Seattle. Spam those S's, my friends. Pablo's got the S going. Tom's got the S. Let's get those S's going as quick as we can. Faster, faster, faster. Jake says A. I don't know what A means, but okay. Maybe he meant to hit S on the keyboard. Spam S in the chat for your Seattle Seahawks. Let's keep this going. Keep the pace up. How many S's can we get? Whoever has the most S's today, you're going to be the MVP of today's show. And so far, Tom's off to the early lead. I got 15 seconds left. Keep it going. Let's keep the pace up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So I believe Tom had the most S's in there.
That looks about right. I see a lot
Tom,
of Tom.
you're the MVP today. So congrats to you, Tom.
Legend.
Let's show the Super Chat menu, shall we?
Okay. Yeah.
Let's tell the folks what's on deck today, what we are offering for your liking. Here's what we're offering today for my friends out there in Sealand. Any Super Chat equals a shout-out. We'll get you on screen. We'll show your face, your avatar, whatever comment, question you got. We'll put that on screen. $5, we will sing the DK song. We haven't done the DK song in a couple weeks, but we will bring it back. I was visiting with a friend of mine in D.C., and we were talking about how, in this day and age when you get questions about, Bud Light's marketing or Target or some of these others, I mean, BK just had the best campaign. A catchy jingle and
a safe one, too.
I mean, and that's what we've done with the DK song. We're like, you know what?
Right.
DK deserves some love, too, because you can get touchdowns all day. He rules. DK does. $5 will sing you the DK song. $7 we'll do a Geno shot. I have the fireball in hand, ready to go, as we can take some Geno shots together. $10 we'll do a beer cheers. Got my Miller Lite in hand. No Bud Light, by the way.
No Bud Lights.
There it is. I'll take a sip.
Mountains Blue? Oh, no, that's not that right.
No. This is a fine Pilsner beer.
My bad.
$10, I'll give you a beer cheers. Every $25, we're doing a little beer chug. I mean, and producer Jack, who you hear from time to time on this program, he put in the graphic the emoji giving that winky face, getting sexual with that beer chug there.
I noticed he changed that.
Yeah, so I mean, I could feel that same way. I could bonk this beer if you guys want me to. If we're feeling that way. Every $25 is a beer chug. So that's what we're offering. Sijin says we got the Sounders taking on San Jose tonight.
Okay.
Big matchup in the MLS. Major League Soccer.
You big soccer guy?
I've been to a lot of MLS games, actually.
Huh.
I would call myself a casual soccer fan.
Casual soccer fan. So not like coop level soccer?
No, like I'm watching, like Team USA. I don't watch a ton of MLS anymore.
Fair.
When I used to cover soccer, than I did, but not working in soccer, I don't have to watch, so I don't. But nonetheless,
you don't have to watch, like it's a chore.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes watching soccer can be a chore. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
If you are ready to start today's show, then hit the like button. I got 51 people watching right now. I got 18 likes so far. I know that we can do better than that. In fact, I'm going to incentivize you a little bit. We get to 35 likes, I'm giving away a free beer chug today because I feel generous. We need 35 likes. I'm chugging this beer, and we're getting this show started when we get to 35 likes. So everybody that's watching right now, if you love your Seattle Seahawks, if you want to have a good time today, and if you want to start this show, then like the video. That's all I'm asking. I mean, we don't ask for much around here. I just want you to like today's video. Show us some love. The more likes we get helps the algorithm to get this video out to as many people as possible to be here and enjoy what we're doing here on the channel. Smash that like button. If you like to smash, hit that like button. That's what that means, right, Tex?
I think so.
Okay.
25
likes. I need 10 more likes, and then we'll officially get things started.
Oh, yeah. Super chat battle. Let me pop that up real quick.
Oh, yeah. So you saw the super chat menu earlier. Mm-hmm. We are battling today. 49ers report and Cowboys reports. Their numbers a little bit down this week. 50 from 49ers, 75 from Cowboys. We can beat that. I think we can beat that. So, folks, that's what's at stake here today. 9 more likes and I can officially start this show. Where are my likes at, folks, so we can get this thing going? I need to get to 35 likes so we can officially start the show. Tex.
Yes.
Why don't you give the folks a preview? What is on today's show, Tex?
On today's Seahawks Today live show, we're going to cover news and rumors surrounding the Seattle Seahawks. We're going to have 2 live Q&As brought to you by host Tyler Jones over there. And then we're also going to cover cut and trade candidates for the Seattle Seahawks this offseason. How's that?
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Tex, you're going to have to host the show next week.
Oh, no. That's a nightmare.
I think you're going to host next week.
No.
What do you guys think? Tex going to host the live show next week? We're going to trade roles. I'll try to push the buttons, And
that would be wild.
Just make me hit spacebar. That's all I need. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get started. News and rumors up first, and sponsored by Glasses USA off the top.
Yes.
And then we'll get after it. Talking Jason Smith-Njigba, Zach Charbonnet, Geno Smith, and more coming up in our news and rumors segment that is coming at you next here on Seahawks Today Live. Texter, we all set? Good to go? Okay. Tom says, poor Tex. Don't have to feel bad for Tex. Tex is going to be fine. He's going to do a great job hosting the show next week. All right, we are ready to rock and roll here on this Wednesday, Seahawks Today Live. Thanks for being here with us. Let's go ahead and get this show on the road. Welcome in. Seahawks Today is sponsored by GlassesUSA.com. I'm wearing them. We'll tell you more about our newest partner here at Chat Sports coming up later on in today's show. GlassesUSA.com for more. In the meantime, though, today we have the latest Seattle Seahawks news and rumors as we are talking about Jason Smith-Njigba, Zach Charbonnet. Also, we have some things to get to on Geno Smith as well. All of that and more coming up in just a matter of moments. Before we do, though, folks, we told you earlier in the week, we got a sub-battle on our hands between the division rival 49ers report and the Cowboys report here on the Chat Sports channels. And I got to tell you, we got some work to do. We're not too far behind, but we got to play some catch-up here. I want to take it to our Niners and Cowboys channels and show them who's boss here. And so what I need you guys to do is to sub to the channel if you haven't already. For the latest happenings in your favorite team, we're doing live shows every week on Wednesdays. We do our watch parties during the season, daily news and rumor segments. This is the channel for the diehard Seahawks fans. Subscribe for free today, and let's win this sub-battle this week. We begin this show talking about Jaxon Smith-Njigba, the Seahawks rookie receiver from The Ohio State, who Seattle took at number 20 overall, continues to impress at OTAs. Now, remember what we told you a while back with Jaxon Smith-Njigba, that he said he was feeling 100%, that the recovery had been made, that he was good to go. The Seahawks were a little bit cautious as far as his full go, but now he is here and ready to go at full strength, and he's been impressive so far to this point. Here's more from SIL Seahawks. During Tuesday's session, Smith-Njigba caught a pair of touchdown passes, one coming on a vertical concept in which he beat the corner off the line and made a move in space, and the other in a goal line situation where he found a small cushion and sneaked in for a score. He's so impressive, very smooth route runner, natural hands. Also, the game is not too big for him. You can see he's got that self-confidence that you look for. He's learning. He's picking up his assignments like all the other rookies and new guys. Jackson's been tremendous so far. As I've said previously, I love everything about Jaxon Smith-Njigba, and there's no reason to think that as long as he's healthy, that he won't impress right away in this offense. I think what you're hearing right now of these rumblings at OTAs, this is not just a one-hit wonder. This is not a fad of some sorts. This is going to stay. This is staying power, and you should expect a realistic expectation for JSN to be an instant impact player immediately within this offense. The last time we saw him at full speed in college football was back in 2021 with the Ohio State Buckeyes when he had 21 catches, or in the 2021 season when he had 95 catches, over 1,600 yards, close to 17 yards of reception and 9 touchdowns. And remember, he was playing alongside two guys that went on to be NFL stars in their own right, Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave. So now you bring him in with Tyler Lockett as well as DK Metcalf here. Sure, those guys got to get their touches, but watch out to see what JSN brings to the table to compete toe-to-toe and get his when it comes to this offense. So, Jaxon Smith-Njigba, Rookie of the Year candidate. What do you guys think? What say you? Predict it for me in the comment section. Y for yes, in for no. Will JSN win Rookie of the Year or not? Tell me what you think in the comment section. Y for yes, in for no, if Jaxon Smith-Njigba will be the Rookie of the Year on offense in the National Football League. Now let's tell you about our newest sponsor, Glasses USA. More Seahawks today coming up in just a moment, but before we do, are you tired of paying a lot on prescription eyeglasses? Then this message is for you. My new Muse Vicky prescription eyeglasses are from GlassesUSA.com. If you didn't already know, GlassesUSA.com is one of the biggest eyewear retailers in the U.S., offering thousands of eyeglasses and sunglasses from brands such as Ray-Ban, Gucci, Oakley, and many more. What's best about GlassesUSA.com is that glasses start at only $39, which are up to 70% off retail prices. There is a crazy exclusive offer waiting for my followers by clicking the links in the description box. GlassesUSA.com is also the perfect place to stock up and save on contact lenses. You get 25% off all contact lens brands, Vista, AccuView, Biofinity, Dailies, and many more. They're available with any prescription and for all uses. They also got a super helpful AR virtual try-on tool to help find your right frames. Also, shopping online at GlassesUSA.com is a risk-free shopping experience with free shipping and returns and 100% money-back guarantee within 14 days. Don't wear prescription eyeglasses? Well, don't worry. I also got these Otato roll-in sunglasses from GlassesUSA.com. Get the exclusive discount only available to Seahawks Today viewers by clicking on the links in the comments and description box. Only available for 24 hours. Once again, thank you, GlassesUSA.com, for sponsoring today's video. Now, Jason Smith-Njigba isn't the only rookie that's impressed at OTA so far to this point. Reports are that former UCLA running back Zach Charbonnet is off to a very good start in his own right at OTAs as well. Here's more from Seahawks offensive coordinator Shane Waldron. Zach is another guy, similar to Olu, where he has stepped into the building and you get that true pro feel from the guy right away. He's really serious about his business, and then you notice his size and speed at running back. I know you can't tell a whole lot about what's going to happen when the pads go on, when we are out here right now, but you do feel where he is playing at a high tempo. He's a big back. He has a toughness about him, and he's really gathering all the information, picking up the offense quickly. The Seahawks are going to have a deep backfield. And when we talk about this running back position, I hear the comments in the comments section. Some of y'all are saying, well, who's going to be the number one running back? Who's going to get the majority of the carries with a high draft pick on Zach Charbonnet when you already have Kenneth Walker, who's coming off an impressive season? And the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter who gets the majority of the carries. As long as somebody's productive and you keep both these guys fresh, then you have a good problem on your hands here of trying to figure out who to give carries to. I don't care who the starter is, as long as they're productive. Keep these guys fresh. Add in Kenny McIntosh to the mix. Watch out. The Seahawks very well have a chance to have the best backfield in the National Football League. So, I don't care. But I trust this offensive staff to figure it out and put this team in the best position to succeed offensively. Maybe even have some packages with both running backs in the field together. Either way, you're fine and you're in good shape. Charbonnet coming off a season at the University of California, Los Angeles, where he had close to 200 carries for nearly 1,400 yards. Average was just impressive, around 7 yards a carry. And I don't care if it's in the Pac-12 conference or the SEC. 14 touchdowns is impressive no matter where it is, and that was the case with Zach Charbonnet last year with 14 touchdowns in 10 games played. So let's ask you, who will be the leading rusher for the Seahawks? Will it be Kenneth Walker III, or will it be Zach Charbonnet? Tell us what you think in the comments section. Type KW for Kenneth Walker, type ZC for Zach Charbonnet, and let us know what you think in the comments section below. 2022 was a breakout season for Seahawks quarterback Geno Smith, as he was named the NFL's Comeback Player of the Year. But now, as he's in year number 2 as the full-time starter for the Seahawks at quarterback, what does he need to do to take that next step, to build upon what he did last season to be even better and not to have a sophomore slump? Well, the guys at SI All Seahawks put a couple things together of what they're looking for, where Geno needs to improve, his areas of improvement heading into this upcoming season, and they made some good points. Number one, Geno's got to cut down on turnover-worthy throws. Better overall decision-making. Think about this. We talked about in the first part of last season, in 2022, how good of a job Geno Smith did of taking care of the football. But in the second half of the season, in the final 7 regular season games, Geno threw 7 interceptions, which tied for the third most in the entire NFL. So Geno's got to do a better job at just taking care of the football, not throwing it where he shouldn't throw to. Just be smarter when it comes to those decision-making skills in those circumstances. Number 2 for Geno, another step forward from a pocket presence. That needs to be seen from Geno. He's got to do a better job of eliminating sacks, of giving up those opportunities, of allowing the defense to get pressure and bring him down. Got to get the ball off a little bit quicker in the pocket. He took 11 sacks last season. And one thing that Geno's going to have going for him on a good note moving forward, think about this, is that Abraham Lucas and Charles Cross are going to be another year older. Development over this offseason, all of that should help Geno do a better job of avoiding those sacks just by having better protection up front from those two as your bookend tackles. So he's got that going for him. That's another good sign for Geno Smith. Number 3, improved efficiency to the sideline and middle of the field. One of the strengths that we saw from Geno Smith in 2023 was his ability to lead the NFL. He led the NFL in deep pass touchdowns, 14 total. That was more than any other quarterback in the National Football League, including some of the big arm quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Geno had more deep ball touchdowns than any of those guys with 14. But he ranked among the worst quarterbacks in the NFL in passes between 10 and 19 yards. So although Geno did a really good job with the big play ability last year, he's got to clean up the in-between stuff. And a guy like Jason Smith-Njigba, who is a possession receiver, who Seattle will use in the slot and will try to get open in space and in the middle of the field, that'll help out that cause as well. So all these things for Geno Smith, all 3 of those, there's no reason to think that he shouldn't improve and be better in all 3 categories in 2023. What's your confidence level in Geno Smith heading into this season? Scale it for me, 1 through 10, in the comments section where your confidence level is in Geno at this point in time, and let me know what you think in the comments section below. Hit me up on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Tyler Jones Live. You can find me there, and I'll see you next time right here on Seahawks Today. All right, one segment down, but we do want to take another moment to tell you about our newest sponsor here, Glasses USA. Here's the glasses in all their glory, as you can see right here, courtesy of Glasses USA. If you click on the links that Tex is going to put in the chat box here, then you're going to have the opportunity to get glasses that are 50% off available for 24 hours. You can take advantage of this crazy offer, folks. It is a deal just for Seahawks Today viewers. You can check out thousands of styles on GlassesUSA.com. Maybe you're not a glasses person. Maybe you prefer sunglasses. Either way, we got you covered with all sorts of different glasses options for you. What do you guys think? You like these glasses I got? I got them thanks to GlassesUSA.com. And you can get yours just like me or search for thousands of different options today for our Seahawks Today viewers. Glasses, sunglasses, contacts, and more on sale now. GlassesUSA.com. The link is in the chat box. You can check that out right now and get that deal. Use that promo code CHAT for more there. All right, let's go to we had a super chat that came in earlier. In the while Tex pulls that up. Today is Clint Eastwood's birthday. I like Clint Eastwood a lot. I'm a big fan of Clint Eastwood. What is your favorite Clint Eastwood movie? And while we think and let the chat react and get your guys' thoughts, what your favorite Clint Eastwood movie is, let's answer this super chat. I owe Geno a shot. Since Jones is holding, take the shot, Big Tex. Tex, do you want to take it? Okay, we'll both take one. We'll take one for Sijin for the 12s out there. Let's have ourselves a day, shall we? I'll pour one up for Tex. Some Fireball in hand. Oh, boy. Here you go, Texer. You can stay right there. We'll do the 2-box. Yeah. We'll take a shot together for the 12s and show some love for everybody out there. Sijin, thanks for the first super chat of the day. Let's have a day. Go Seahawks. There we go. That is Fireball. Oh, so you're a liquor, huh?
I guess I am a liquor of gingerbread houses when I'm taking Fireball with TJ here.
Okay, I thought I heard something else there.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's funny. Thank you, Sijin, for that $7 super chat there, showing some love for a Big Texer and I there. Let's show that super chat menu. While you guys are discussing best movies from Clint Eastwood, a couple votes in so far, Big Tex, for the good, the bad, and the ugly.
I like that reference.
You seen that one?
Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you. Oh, let me put me back on. Sorry.
There we go, Tex.
When I was at UT, I studied radio, television, film, and I took a class called Films of Clint Eastwood.
Really?
Yeah, really. So we watched like a lot. I've seen every Which Way But Loose, Dirty Harry, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. All 3 of the Sergio Leone films that he was in, or was it 4? I can't remember. But yeah, I saw a ton of his stuff when I was in college, and I appreciate what he does. Gran Torino is probably my favorite.
Alcatraz was one of my
that's
favorites.
a good one too. That was a good one.
What was the American Sniper was phenomenal.
Very good. Very good.
Clint Eastwood's got a lot of good movies out there. Let's see. Peter
great
says
director.
Unforgiven.
Oh, very
Tyson says Fistful of Dollars.
Fistful of Dollars is another Western he did with Sergio Leone, I believe.
I was talking to Jack earlier. He thinks that might be the greatest Western of all time.
Who?
Jack Lottery.
Oh, yeah, definitely an argument for that. It's up there, for sure.
Best Clint Eastwood movies, let us know. Also
$1 Million Baby's pretty good, too.
Also got the Super Chat menu on hand. This is your chance to have some drinks, enjoy happy hour with us here on the channel. Any Super Chat equals a shout-out. $5, we'll sing the DK song for you. $7, we'll take a Geno shot. $10, do a little beer cheers. Every $25, we'll do a beer chug. That's what we're offering on the Super Chat menu today. So I'm pulling up this list of Clint Eastwood movies. Gran Torino was really good. Invictus.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've heard good stuff.
Have you seen Space Cowboys?
I haven't. I didn't
Okay.
realize that was a Clint Eastwood film.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm pulling up the full list. Did you ever see The Mule?
Yes, I did, where he was like the old-ass drug runner for the cartel in the back of his truck.
Yes,
Dude, he's still making movies, and he's like 95. Dude's so old.
he is. I like Clint Eastwood.
Oh,
He is
yeah.
93.
That's crazy.
93. Happy birthday, Clint Eastwood.
93 years young.
Up next is a mailbag. Use hashtag Seahawks
Yep. Just give me
or
one
Super
sec.
Chat to get on the mailbag. If you Super Chat, you have priority. You get your questions on the mailbag first before anyone else. Amazing how that works. Hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat, and you can be a part of our mailbag text. We've already gotten a few questions, but we could use some more.
Yeah, for sure. Give me one sec. I'm trying to make that Glasses USA link smaller so it can actually paste in there without deleting stuff.
Peter says, Dirty Harry is a good one. Tom says, Tex, stay in frame. LOL. Well, Tex is kind of working right now.
I know. Sorry. One
He's
moment.
trying to do two things at once. Talk and also keep this show going. So give Tex a break there. He's on frame as much as he can be. So don't worry about old Texer there. But hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get on the mailbag. And we'll get to that coming up in just a few moments. Hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat. We'll answer your questions, whatever you guys got, in a matter of moments.
There we go. I got that. It was like 208 characters. It was like too big to paste in the YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah, I fixed the top one.
There we
Sorry.
go. Good work. Good work.
Thank you. Let me set us up for that.
All right, so Tex is going to get us ready, and then we'll do this this mailbag here. Tom, Wayne, Sijan, Peter, Tyson, whatever questions you guys have, send them in. Hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat. I see Vank says if Geno can improve his meat and potatoes passes, he's going to lead. Meat and potatoes? What do you mean by that? Tex, are you a meat guy?
It depends. I like chicken and steak, but not really about those exotic meats. I've actually tried like zebra and giraffe. Not my favorite. I had a giraffe burger at an old burger place I used to work at in high school. Ugh.
Is that the type of meat you just slam?
No. I could slam some steak though. Give me some filet mignon in this piece, and I'll slam that shit.
Highly inappropriate, right? Oh, I love it. That's great. All right, Q&A number one. Let's go ahead and get started. Whatever questions you guys have, we'll get to it now here on Seahawks Today. Texter, are we all good? Cool. All right, here we go. Mailbag time here on the channel. Let's party. Let's have a good time. Send your questions in to us right now. We'll go about 10, 12 minutes. So, cool. All right, here we go. Mailbag time here on Seahawks Today. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's show, we will answer your questions. They come to us from our live show that we do on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, where you guys use the hashtag Seahawks and Super Chat, and we react to your questions in real time. You may be saying to yourself, how can I be a part of a mailbag? Well, if you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, you will know when we're live and when we're taking questions and reacting to whatever you guys have. So, subscribe now for free. It does not cost you a thing. Absolutely 100% free. You'll be glad you did. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. YouTube.com/SeahawksTV to subscribe for free today. Sajin with a $7 Super Chat says, since Jones is holding, take the shot, Big Tex. He did. He knows when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. Thank you, Sajin, for that $7 Super Chat there. Stoner Television writes, if Quentin Williams is available next offseason, should we cut Diggs and sign C.J. Gardner? I said this last time, but does your answer change if Quentin Williams is available? Here's the problem, Stoner Television, is that Quentin Williams is on the entering his fifth-year option. And I would bet that Quentin Williams is going to have a new contract one way or the other, whether he ultimately stays with the New York Jets or if he's traded wherever he would be traded, he would get that said new deal, in theory, at the new place he'd be going to. So, Stoner, I see what you're getting at there. I just don't see that as a possibility. If he was sitting out there in free agency, absolutely, we could have the discussion, be open to it. But I don't see that situation opening up itself. But nonetheless, thanks for the question. Sponge Bill. Okay. Who will be a breakout performer for the Seahawks this season? Well, there's a couple of names that come to mind. If you want to start with the rookie class, Jason Smith-Njigba, Devin Witherspoon, Zach Charbonnet, all those guys should be fantastic in 2023 of those players. But if I want to take a step even further, if I want to go with a guy that's got a chip on his shoulder, that's got something to prove of some sorts, look out for Devin Bush, okay? Now, most people, myself included, weren't too excited about the Devin Bush signing. I mean, he had a good rookie year in Pittsburgh, and, he just hasn't been good ever since then. Well, signs out of OTAs tell us that he's looked pretty decent in that he's emerged and he's fitting well in this defensive scheme. With the question marks surrounding Jordan Brooks and his availability, it looks like the Seahawks will be depending on Devin Bush. Watch out for Devin Bush to have a bounce-back campaign and to be a nice impact player for the Seahawks as a backup, inside linebacker and everything. Devin Bush is going to be an intriguing one for me. Name a breakout player for the Seahawks this year. Who comes to mind? Who would you like to see be a breakout performer? Whether it's a young cat or a guy looking to take that next step. Give me one name. That's our pinned comment today. You might get an ad break, if so take advantage of it. Get your votes in. Tell me one way or the other. Who is going to be a breakout performer for the Seahawks in 2023? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Tom says, will blitz give up 0 if a player wants to wear it? Maybe. I have not heard of anybody wanting to wear 0. Maybe I've missed something, but I haven't heard of that. But it'd be cool if somebody wanted to wear 0 and make that happen and fit right in Seattle with that number. I think Seattle fans were robbed of seeing Russell Westbrook wear number 0 with the Sonics, right? He was supposed to, and ultimately ended up with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Sorry not to open up old wounds here, but he's kind of the notable guy I think of the number 0 as far as that goes. So, I don't know. I don't know if anybody wants to wear 0, but certainly worth mentioning. We'll see what happens. Tyson says, can we stop Christian McCaffrey this season? Christian McCaffrey, star running back with the San Francisco 49ers, was traded there mid-season and really elevated that Niner team. They were a whole different team in the second half of 2023 when they added Christian McCaffrey to that offense. And Was a very nice check down option, provided some comfort for Brock Purdy in that offense. And now he's back, and he was a problem for the Seahawks to deal with in the matchups that they saw him play against. He was in 2 of the 3 games. Obviously, it wasn't the first games. That was week 2. And with Christian McCaffrey, I think the Seahawks are going to do a better job at stopping the run this year with the moves that they've made so far at this point, but there's still work to be done. It's not perfect. So guys like Christian McCaffrey can probably still go off and have a pretty decent game against Seattle. I would be shocked if he did what he did last year against the Seahawks, but he is going to still be a problem for them to deal with, so we'll see. Seahawks hats are on sale now. Also got beanies as well, if that's your vibe. We have the throwback scheme. We know the Seahawks are going to bring back the throwback colors this week. We also have the current stuff as well. And the best part about it all is that we're selling these hats and beanies and everything for up to 30% off. So stop whatever you're doing. Go ahead and get yourself a Seahawks hat or beanie, whatever it may be, for up to 30% off while supplies last. Chatsports.com/Seahawks hats to get yours today. It's chatsports.com/Seahawks hats for hats and beanies for up to 30% off while supplies last. DK, touchdowns all day. He rules. This one coming from DK, touchdowns all day. What are the chances we bring back Frank Clark? So, Frank Clark, this rumor has been floating for a while now as far as Seattle and Frank Clark goes. Frank Clark still remains available in free agency. The Chiefs ultimately decided to move on from Frank Clark that as he got older and they were trying to spend money elsewhere, they felt like it didn't make sense for Seattle to hang on to Frank Clark, or for Kansas City rather, in that organization to pay him the money that he was said to be due. Goes to free agency, hasn't really found a right fit necessarily to this point just yet. But as I've said many times before, and will continue to reiterate, there is a lot of good that comes with the bad with Frank Clark. Yes, Frank Clark's won 2 Super Bowls. He's been to multiple Pro Bowls. I've said before that the Chiefs would not have won the Super Bowl that they've won without Frank Clark. With that said, though, he's been arrested 4 times since 2022. Okay? He's dealt with a lot of off-the-field issues. And he's still, even on the football field, even though he was a big part of the Chiefs' Super Bowl runs, he's been inconsistent. It's been a lot of peaks and valleys. So what are the chances? I don't think the chances are that great, all honesty. Is it possible? Sure. But I would say more likely not than yes that he ends up back in Seattle as far as that goes. Should the Seahawks sign Frank Clark? What do you think? Y for yes, in for no. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Y for yes, in for no, if the Seahawks should sign Frank Clark. Cody writes, do you think Geno big balls slap? Okay. San Fran's fruity faces. I don't even know where to go with that, but let's just make it simple. Do you think Geno will beat the 49ers? I'm not getting involved in the big balls or the fruity faces. I don't want to know what any of that means. I'll just kind of leave it as is. With that said, I think that Geno is going to have a fantastic 2023. His offensive line got better. His receiving core got better. The Niners are still fantastic, though. The Niners are still a very good football team in their own right. I think, realistically, if you're Seattle, with respect to your opponent, with how good San Francisco is, I think you could sit here and say to yourselves, you expect to split the season series 1-1. Win the game at your house, they win the game at their house. Of course, you'd love to win both, but I think a realistic expectation is you split the series and hope that's enough to win the division. So I don't know what the big balls or slapping fruity faces, I'm not going into that, but in a nutshell, I expect the Seahawks to compete, go toe-to-toe with San Francisco. Peter writes, what key positions do we need to consider to be a Super Bowl contending team? It's what they've been for the last several months. It's the interior of the offensive line, and it's the interior of the defensive line. Now, the interior of the offensive line might solve itself if Olu and Anthony Bradford develop, if Evan Brown looks good. That could all put itself together just fine as far as that goes. But that group, for the most part, is pretty unproven. As far as the interior of the defensive line goes, they're going to ask a lot of Cameron Young, and that might be not enough. They also are looking at potential edge rushers as well. There's still some good names out there to this point. You take care of those things, watch out. You look at the NFC, it's Philly and San Francisco, and then everybody else after that. Dallas, Seattle, New York. You're only a couple players away from taking that next step to be a complete team. Last question from Adriano DeSantos says, I have a feeling that JSN will jump Lockett for the number 2 wide receiver spot. I feel like Tyler Lockett won't demand too much throws and accept the 3rd wide receiver role, but Tyler will keep performing like a wide receiver 2. Well, if he keeps performing like a wide receiver 2, he's not going to lose one of the top 2 spots. I see what you're saying, though. With that said, even though Tyler Lockett did deal with some injuries last year, the statistics, the numbers show that he has not slowed down at all, that he's still playing at a very high level as one of the more underrated wide receivers in the league. Barring some injuries, I have no reason to think that Tyler Lockett won't have another big year as well. Maybe you just don't have a number 1 or 2 or 3 receiver. Maybe they all are the equivalent of being a 1 receiver as far as that goes. Like I've mentioned with the running back position, I'll apply it here to the wide receiver position too. It doesn't matter, just as long as somebody's catching the football. Grade the Seahawks offseason so far. What do you think? A, B, C, D, or F? Tell me in the comment section below. Okay. 2 segments down. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, we're living on a prayer. Take my hand. We'll make it, I swear. Oh. Who you got? The NBA Finals beginning tomorrow night. The Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat. Type DEN for Denver. Type MIA for the Miami Heat. And tell us what you think as a big texter is back with me now. Tex, NBA Finals. The Heat weren't supposed to be here as the 8th seed in the East, but they're still around.
They are.
I think the Nuggets are going to take care of business, but I give credit where credit's due to that Miami team to make it this point as an 8 seed. They blew that 3-0 series lead, still came back to win Game 7. Incredible job by Miami to get here. I think Denver can win this in about 4 or 5 games, though.
Yeah, I was going to say I'd take Denver in 5. I think it's going to be a 5-game series. I just think Denver is so much better this year than anybody else in the league. I mean, Jokic is incredible. Dude's insane. The Joker is not a joke.
He is not. Seichen says Denver. Peter says Denver in 5.
Okay.
What else you guys got? Tell us in the chat your predictions. I see Wayne is saying Miami. You heard that song, Welcome to Miami?
Yeah. It's been a minute, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The OG Will. Mm-hmm. The OG Will Smith. Welcome to Miami. That's a classic.
That is.
Let's see. Adriano says I should wear these glasses more often. I've been wearing them the last week or two, actually, since I got them every day. Have you all not noticed? I like these glasses. Glasses USA rocks. We love rock. Yeah, let's do it. Glasses USA, by the way. I know that we've had some comments about these glasses today. You can get your glasses, just like mine, as you can see on your screen, at GlassesUSA.com for more. There it is in all its glory. They also offer sunglasses and contact lenses at GlassesUSA.com. Tex is going to put the links in the chat so you can check these out. But Glasses USA, get this, 50% off your first pair. And for 24 hours only, receive your offer. You can get yours today. Thousands of styles, GlassesUSA.com. It's awesome. Let's see. Peter in the chat says he means the sunglasses, I think. Okay. Maybe I should wear the sunglasses more. That's not a bad idea. I do wear these glasses every day. I started a couple weeks ago. But I probably should get some sunglasses, too, to wear every day as well. Not a bad idea. GlassesUSA.com for more. NBA Finals, Nuggets and Heat. Who do you got? The chat sounds like Denver is the consensus. Adriano says Miami for the sake of it. I don't even know what that means, but sure. Oh, excuse me. Let's show the Super Chat menu, shall we? We're at, a whopping $7 right now? We got some work to do to catch up with Niners and Cowboys and some of these others there. Any Super Chat, we'll get to here in a second. Any Super Chat equals a shout-out. $5 will sing the DK song. $7 we'll do a Geno shot. I have the Fireball at hand ready to go. We'll drink some for you. $10 we'll do a beer cheers. We'll salute to you. $25 a little beer chug. Now's your chance to be involved, interact, control the show with your Super Chats that come in. Adriana says, no, I mean those glasses here. Hey, yeah, I've been wearing these all the time. Creative Prop says Denver. Tyson says I need to wear the sunglasses. Okay. Maybe I should wear the sunglasses. Update the number, if you would, on that Super Chat. So who is going to jump in with a Super Chat? Here's the thing. Not only do we give you screen time and show you love with a Super Chat, but also if you got a question for the mailbag, yours gets answered first when you Super Chat us. So would love to hear you guys interact with the show. Us doing the Super Chats and all that, that's how we can continue to keep this content free, is by doing the Super Chats and all that. Peter says Tyler should wear a Seattle jersey in one of the episodes or live shows. Peter, I don't know if Peter's new around here or not, but I do have a Seahawks jersey that I've worn on game day several times. Christopher Bryson, an OG here on Seahawks Today, he is on the Boot Hall of Fame. He got me a white Jones 69 jersey, and it is nice. I would love to bring that back out. I'm trying to save it for an important day of some sort. Tom says I should get a throwback Cortez Kennedy 99 jersey. If you guys get it for me, I'll wear it. I mean, I think we said here on the show that a $500 Super Chat or Venmo, either one, Tyler Jones Live on Venmo, $500, and I'll wear whatever jersey you guys want. It could be your name, could be a former player, could be a current jersey, could be a throwback, whatever it is. $500, and we'll wear whatever jersey you got here. Here's the Super Chat battle, by the way. We're not doing so hot today, I'll be honest. $7 in Super Chats. Got some work to do, catch up with Niners and Cowboys on that front there. Up next here on Seahawks Today, we're going to talk cut and trade candidates. I'm going to go over 4 names of players the Seahawks could potentially be moving on after June 1st. We will give you those names in just a moment. Peter, how dare you? Stetson Bennett, that fraud. No wonder he plays for the Rams. That's brutal. How dare you? How dare you, Peter? But you know what? If people buy, I can be bought. I could wear a Stetson Bennett jersey. But anyways, with that, let's go ahead. Cut and trade candidates for post-June 1 coming up right now. Tex, we all good to go? All right, here we go. Let's get after it. Seahawks Today is sponsored by GlassesUSA.com. We'll tell you more about our newest partner here at Chat Sports coming up later on in the show. That's GlassesUSA.com. I'm wearing them. You can be wearing them too. On today's show, we are talking post-June 1 trade and cut candidates. I have 4 names for your Seattle Seahawks who they could potentially cut or trade and save money against the salary cap to be able to make some potential moves elsewhere. And we will get to all of those names in just a matter of moments. Before we do, here's your chance to be the tough critic here. Name a player you think the Seahawks should move on from. Who's a player that comes to mind that you would like to see Seattle say sayonara to, be done with? Tell me in the comments section. Name a player the Seahawks should move on from, and we'll get started with today's show. So here's what we're doing. We're going to break down 4 names that the Seahawks could move on from post-June 1 as trade or cut candidates. And you may be saying to yourself, why does June 1 matter? Well, the NFL calendar, the way it's set up, that is kind of the hard deadline where some players, all of a sudden their cap savings go up or they go down. It is a very important date on the NFL calendar when it comes to that mark as far as when guys are getting paid and what their worth is. And so with that said, let's start with, this might be a bit of a surprise here, Uchenna Nwosu. Hear me out on this. If the Seahawks were to move on from Uchenna Nwosu, they could save $8.26 million against the cap. And I know what you may be saying to yourself. Well, wait, wasn't Uchenna Nwosu very good this past season? Why would they want to move on from him? All of that is very true. But the numbers don't lie here. And you look at the other outside linebackers that are out there, and we'll show you that list here in just a second. You could get a couple guys that might be just as good and maybe spend half. Or you have a number of young guys internally that you don't have to pay nearly as much that might be worthy of playing time in that position. Uchenna Nwosu joined Seattle in 2022 from the Chargers. Spent all of last season playing all 17 games and was terrific with 9.5 sacks. And for Seattle, it's nothing against Nwosu at all. This is not a knock on his talent level whatsoever. This is a potential business decision of the Seahawks looking at better options at that linebacker position and spending less money as far as that goes. CBS Sports had something to say about the idea of potentially moving on from Nwosu. And they brought up a very good point that I want to show you as far as why Seattle could make this cut. Listen to this. Nwosu's inclusion on this list isn't to suggest he's as good as gone, but at his current price, with the youth around him on the edge of Seattle's defensive line, he could be expendable. So it's simple as that. It's a potential business decision. Now, maybe you could find yourself in a potential situation where you are able to restructure the contract, but all of that money is a lot for a guy at that position as far as I'm concerned. So we'll see what the Seahawks do when it comes to that. With that said, here are the other guys that Seattle could be potentially looking at just internally of the outside linebacker spot. Derek Hall, Boye Mafe, Mike Morris, Tariq Smith, all young cats. And Boye Mafe in particular, I'm very excited about. Somehow he's been forgotten about. He could be a name that could be looked at that could be ready to take that next step up and has a lot of potential as far as I'm concerned. I'll show you the notable free agent outside linebacker options as well in just a moment. But first, a word from our sponsor. More Seahawks today coming up in just a moment. But before we do, are you tired of paying a lot on prescription eyeglasses? Then this message is for you. My new Muse Vicky prescription eyeglasses are from GlassesUSA.com. If you didn't already know, GlassesUSA.com is one of the biggest eyewear retailers in the U.S., offering thousands of eyeglasses and sunglasses from brands such as Ray-Ban, Gucci, Oakley, and many more. What's best about GlassesUSA.com is that glasses start at only $39, which are up to 70% off retail prices. There is a crazy exclusive offer waiting for my followers by clicking the links in the description box. GlassesUSA.com is also the perfect place to stock up and save on contact lenses. You get 25% off all contact lens brands, Vista, AccuView, Biofinity, Dailies, and many more. They're available with any prescription and for all uses. They also got a super helpful AR virtual try-on tool to help find your right frames. Also, shopping online at GlassesUSA.com is a risk-free shopping experience with free shipping and returns and 100% money-back guarantee within 14 days. Don't wear prescription eyeglasses? Well, don't worry. I also got these Otato Roland sunglasses from GlassesUSA.com. Get the exclusive discount only available to Seahawks Today viewers by clicking on the links in the comments and description box. Only available for 24 hours. Once again, thank you, GlassesUSA.com, for sponsoring today's video. Also, when you look at the free agent outside linebacker options, you have Leonard Floyd, who I would argue is just as good, if not better, than Uchenna Nwosu, and he would be cheaper than Uchenna is. Justin Houston's around. He's an older guy. Anthony Barr, Jordan Jenkins, Marcus Golden. So whether it's internally or on the free agent market, you can save a lot of money if you move on from Uchenna Nwosu. Or I think the best case scenario is keep him, but a restructure. You don't need to take that much of a cap hit as far as I'm concerned. Should the Seahawks keep Uchenna Nwosu? What do you think? Y for yes, in for no. Tell me in the comments section what the Seahawks should do with Uchenna Nwosu or not. Y for yes, in for no. Tell me what you think in the comments section. Another name that has been talked about a lot is Quandre Diggs. Now, Seahawks Today has told you for the last couple of months that we think that it would be best for the Seahawks to keep Quandre Diggs and to restructure his deal. But if you feel like that you're all in on Julian Love and you're ready to trade off Quandre Diggs and try to get something out of him, the Seahawks could save $14 million if they trade Quandre Diggs post-June 1. Now, their window basically to cut Quandre Diggs has passed. That's pretty much just gone. There's not much of a cap savings if they were to cut him. But if they want to trade him, try to get a pick or something out of him, they still have that opportunity to do so. Diggs has been very successful in his time in Seattle. He started every game for the Seahawks since 2020, a three-time Pro Bowler from 2020 to 2022. He has been terrific. And assuming that he's back this upcoming season, you pair him with a healthy Jamal Adams, Julian Love coming in, Tariq Woolen, Devin Witherspoon, Kobe Bryant, you're looking at a very good secondary, arguably the best in the NFL. Field Golds from SB Nation. John P. Gilbert had this to say about the situation involving Quandre Diggs. Releasing Diggs prior to June 2nd would actually reduce the amount of cap space the team has by $3.59 million, while releasing Diggs with a post-June 1 destination would free up a whopping $510,000 of cap space. With the rookie minimum salary set to be $750,000 for the 2023 season, that means that releasing Diggs with a post-June 1 designation and replacing him with a rookie undrafted free agent would actually reduce the amount of cap space available to the Hawks by $240,000. So there you have it. Releasing him just doesn't make sense. It would have to be a trade if you're going to move on and save that $14 million. What should the Seahawks do with Quandre Diggs? Trade him or pass? Hold on and keep him. What do you think? Tell me in the comment section. T for trade, P for pass as far as Quandre Diggs goes. Should the Seahawks move on from him or not? For the best Seattle Seahawks coverage on YouTube, this is the channel for you. As we're talking about your Seattle Seahawks each and every day here on the channel for free. We have our news and rumors segments each and every day. We also, on Wednesdays, do live shows at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. During the season, we do our watch parties. And if news breaks, we're stopping whatever we're doing and bringing you instant analysis and reaction to your Seattle Seahawks and what they're doing. Subscribe now for free. You'll be glad you did. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. It's no secret that when you look at the Seattle Seahawks and their future in the tight end room beyond 2023, that they're going to have some decisions to make. That they're likely not going to keep both Noah Fant and Will Dissly. Although both players are good tight ends, neither one are great tight ends, and they'll need to improve that position going forward in the future. that means one of them's got to go. And according to reports, the things that we've been reading, the guy that's more likely to be moved on from is Will Dissly. And the situation involving Dissly is not necessarily a cut situation. It's more so a trade deal for him. The Seahawks could save $6.09 million if he were to be traded post-June 1. Now, remember, he's also coming off a damaged knee bone injury that he suffered towards the end of last year. Started 15 games for the Seahawks with 34 catches, 349 yards, and 3 touchdowns. All those numbers were career highs for the former fourth-round pick out of Washington there. And, I like Will Dissly. He's a good player, but eventually a decision's going to have to make. You're going to have to choose one or the other. So do you do that now and get that pick for him while you can, or do you just hold off on the inevitable till next season? That's a decision potentially the Seahawks have to make, and might come down to that salary situation if they want to pay him that money that he's owed. Pete Carroll had this to say about Will Dissly and his status when it comes to recovering from the injury. This is what Pete had to say. He's doing really well, making progress. There was a time here when we were re-looking to determine whether he would need surgery or whether he would recover without it, and it seems that he's able to do that, so it would be a real positive. So there you have it there. One more name that we'll mention as a possible cut/trade candidate is Dee Eskridge. We've talked about Dee a lot, and you wouldn't save a whole lot if you cut Dee Eskridge. It'd just be a little over $1 million, 1.2 to be exact, post-June 1. But more than anything, it would be a roster spot that you'd be able to use elsewhere on other things. And if you're the Seahawks, it would be disappointing if it gets to this point where you have to cut Dee Eskridge. Because it wasn't too long ago that he was a second-round pick with a lot of optimism coming out of Western Michigan. But he hasn't been consistent on the football field. He's dealt with injuries. He has not lived up to the hype at all in his career. Most recently, he was placed in IR back in late November with a broken hand. His career stats in 2 seasons, just 17 catches, 122 yards, and a touchdown for Dee Eskridge. Is it time for Seattle to count their losses and move on and give that roster spot to somebody else? What do you think? Should the Seahawks cut Dee Eskridge or not? Type C for cut, type K for keep. Tell me what you think in the comments section below. So, to recap before we go, here's our cut and trade potential candidates. And again, we're not saying that the Seahawks should do this, but here's a couple of big names that come to mind. Uchenna Nwosu, Quandre Diggs, also Will Dissly, and then lastly, Dee Eskridge as the 4 big names to watch of potential cut and trade candidates for Seattle of who they could potentially move on from. Name a player the Seahawks will move on from. We know this roster is going to look different now when the season begins compared to what it is right now. Whether it's somebody we talked about or somebody we haven't talked about, name a player the Seahawks will ultimately move on from and not be a part of this Seahawks team in 2023. Give me one name who you think is not going to be a Seahawk next year. As always, interact with me on social media. Love hearing from the 12s on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Tyler Jones Live. That's where you can find me talking about your Seattle Seahawks, among other things, including the Summer of Jones as well. I'll see you there. The show continues on social media. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining us here on Seahawks Today. Okay, we got one more segment to go, and that is a Q&A mailbag. I want to talk trade ideas specifically, and so use the hashtag trade to get your trade ideas in the mailbag. Hashtag trade for this next mailbag segment. In the meantime, what should the Seahawks do with Quandre Diggs? Trade him or pass and keep him? What do you guys think? I'm going to check the chat right now and see what you guys say. Nate says trade Diggs. Nobody's going to be trading for Quandre Diggs. Sorry, I misread that. I thought he said Jamal Adams. Nate says trade Diggs. Okay. Let's see. Tom, why would I need to Uber home? I've had like 2 drinks. No, I'm not Ubering home today. I'm fine. Let's see. Adriano says trade one tight end and Eskridge for picks. I don't know who's giving up picks for Dee Eskridge. Ben says keep Q, see it, D. Okay. Tell us what you guys think. Check in the chat right now. Perfect. Thank you. Send in your trade ideas. Our trade mailbag segment, our final segment of the show coming up next. Hashtag trade or super chat for this next mailbag to get your trade ideas on the show. And in the meantime, Tex, we are sponsored by GlassesUSA.com. They're one of our newest partners here at Chat Sports. You can see I'm wearing them. And I love these new glasses from GlassesUSA.com. You can get yours too. And Tex is going to put the links in the comments to get yours now. Chat Sports has you covered with this, GlassesUSA.com. And whether you're a glasses person, whether you're a shades guy, maybe you want to wear contacts, we have all different options for you from Glasses USA to get yours today. I'm wearing the Muse Vicky glasses. Here they are in all their glory, as you can see right here, folks. And I got to tell you, I love these things. They have been very, very good to me. I've enjoyed wearing them over the last couple of weeks, and I will continue to wear them more often. You can get yours now while supplies last. Get your glasses courtesy of GlassesUSA.com. And the deal that we're offering for Seahawks fans, I want to tell you more about this. This is a great deal just for Seahawks Today viewers. You can get 50% off your first pair, and for 24 hours only, receive this offer at GlassesUSA.com for more. Hashtag trade or super chat, and send me your trade ideas for our final mailbag that we'll be bringing you here in just a few moments. I see Peter. He's got a trade idea in there. Who else has got some trade ideas? Adriano, use hashtag trade for that trade mailbag that we'll get to here in just a second. Here in just a matter of moments. Yeah. Trade makes it easier. Hashtag Seahawks or hashtag trade, either one. But the trade ones will get the priority on this mailbag. We'll put it that way. So, simple as that. Love to see you guys all be involved here on today's show for our trade mailbag segment. We'll bring you here in just a moment. Hashtag trade or super chat. Let's, when you get a second text, go back to the super chat menu. Let's see. What do we think, everybody? There's the super chat menu. I've only had one shot today. I'd like to change that. Any super chat equals a shout out. $5 will sing the DK song. $7 will do a Geno shot. $10 little beer cheers. Every $25 we do a beer chug. I would love to take more shots, but I can only do that if you guys buy me shots. So, yes. Yeah, we could use some more questions. Whatever you guys have coming up in a moment. We'll get those to you. Send them our way. Whatever questions you guys have, in particular, some trade questions for this final mailbag that we'll bring in here coming up in just a few moments. Tex, how's your week been, man?
It's been good, man. I definitely enjoyed having a shorter week. 3-day weekend was ideal, and only having to work Tuesday through Friday, I'll take. What about you? How's your week been?
It's been good. Nice getaway in D.C. over the weekend.
Visited the commies?
Yeah, I did visit the commies. The swamp, as they say.
But you didn't drain the swamp.
I did not drain the swamp.
It's not your job to drain it.
No, I was hoping to say hi to our president, but he was out of town. He was in Camp David.
Oh, I'm surprised he wasn't asleep.
I'm not going to go there. I would have said hi to Joe. I would like to see Joe if he was around, but he was not around.
Tragic.
Any super chat equals shout out. $5 little DK song. $7 a Geno shot. Let's see. $10 beer cheers. Every $25 a beer chug. Adriano's got the right idea using hashtag trade. Peter also using hashtag trade as well.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to actually duplicate one of these because we're not pulling any of those hashtag trades. So tell them to pause for a sec, and I'm going to fix this real quick.
Stand by, folks. We will. We're adjusting a couple things, and then we'll get going with this next mailbag. Hashtag trade to get your trade ideas in for this next mailbag segment coming up in just a few moments. We got her?
Yeah, we got it. Let's get a few more if we can, just to be safe.
We need a few more questions, though.
Then we should be good.
Peter, I see he's got a question in. Adriano's got a question in. Let's see. Tom, I know you got some ideas. Syjan, Nate, Wayne, who's got some questions for me? Hashtag trade. Get your trade ideas in. And we'd love to hear from you guys in a matter of moments with our trade segment we'll be bringing you here on Seahawks Today. We'll go 8 to 10 on this.
Yeah, we can get to 8, I think, with what we got right here.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Cool.
Coolio. All right, boys. Let's have ourselves a day. Seahawks Today Live final segment, Q&A mailbag, number 2. Trades get the priority on this mailbag. Hashtag trade or hashtag super chat, either one, and you will get on the mailbag. We'll bring you here in just a matter of moments. Tex, we good? Okay. We'll start in about 30 seconds from right now, my friends. And answer whatever questions you guys have here. Brennan, I think, is picking Denver over Miami. Okay, that seems to be the consensus. I'm looking forward to watching the NBA Finals. NBA Finals should be a lot of fun. I think Denver's a much better team, though, than Miami. Not taking away anything from what Miami's done. But that Denver team is just going to be too good. Okay, hashtag Seahawks or hashtag trade. Get your trade ideas in for our trade segment we'll be bringing you as we get started here right now. Tex, we all good to go? All right, let's go at it. Here we go. It is time for a trade ideas mailbag here on Seahawks Today. What we have done is on our live show that we do on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, we asked people to send in their trade ideas for the Seahawks. They used hashtag trade, hashtag Seahawks, or even super chatted to get their questions on the show. And so what you are about to see is us reacting to those questions that people sent us on the live show. And you may be saying, I want to be a part of a trade mailbag or a mailbag segment of any kind. Well, here's how. If you subscribe to the channel, then you too, yes, you too, can be a part of our future mailbag segments by subscribing for free today at youtube.com/SeahawksTV. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Creative prop with the hashtag Seahawks says, I'm excited to see if our rookie guard Anthony Bradford and Olu can win their way to the starting lineup and mesh like Cross and Lucas meshed. Yeah, I'm very intrigued to see what they do there. Evan Brown, though, I think there's a pretty good chance that he's going to be a starter, but I do think you're going to have some competition for those offensive guard spots. I would give Anthony Bradford a better chance of starting than I would Olu as far as I'm concerned. Both guys have bright futures and I think could be around for a while for the Seahawks team, but in particular, looking at Anthony Bradford to be that guy as far as that goes. Peter's got a trade idea. Peter says, I think we should trade Noah Fant rather than Dissly. I think we can get more stuff in return for Fant, and you very well may be onto something, Peter. Okay? So hear me out. Let's go through this one by one. So Noah Fant, I've always had high hopes, high potential for. I was hoping to see that in 2022 he would have a breakout season where he'd take that next step. I was hoping for that. I had the high hopes, shut up, panic at the disco. But that ultimately didn't happen. He was just kind of mid. He kind of who he was in Denver. Will Dissly, we kind of known since the beginning that he's always been just kind of, good but not great, right? And so if you are looking, if your idea is return on investment, then you're going to get more out of Noah Fant than you would be Will Dissly. If you're looking at what player would I rather have on my team, I'd rather have Noah Fant than I would Will Dissly. So that's a decision the Seahawks have to ask themselves. Peter makes that point there. Okay, would you rather have the guy that is a better football player like Noah Fant, or would you rather have the guy that you can get more out of as far as that goes with Will Dissly potentially, on that front? Either way, that's a decision the decision makers have to think about one way or the other as far as that goes. But you raise a good point there, Peter, as far as I'm concerned. P.D. Carroll writes in, what are the chances the Seahawks trade for Chase Young? Chase Young, his trade value has gone down from what it was when he entered the league. Remember, he's the former number 2 overall pick from the Washington Commanders, and there was a lot of hype, a lot of excitement when he entered the National Football League about what he was going to do at this level. And he had a great rookie season, but he hasn't really been healthy the last 2 years. I think Chase Young, if he's healthy, can be spectacular in the National Football League. I think he can be that guy if he's healthy. What I don't know, the injuries that he's had the last couple of years, was it just bad luck? Is it going to affect him long term? Or is he okay? And that is kind of the thing that the Seahawks and other teams have to measure here. I'd be willing to take that chance. I am all open to the possibility of Chase Young with the impact he would bring to this football team. I think it's worth taking a shot. And for a player of his skill level to be as discounted as he is right now, I think you could probably get him for about a second-round pick. That's a chance worth taking. And if you're the Seahawks, remember, you are all in right now. You are at a unique time, such a time as this for the Seattle Seahawks, to take advantage of what they have in this roster. Why not? Go ahead and pull the trigger and go for it as far as I'm concerned. What do you think? Trade for Chase Young? T for trade, P for pass. You tell me, what do you think? Should the Seahawks trade for Chase Young or not? Tell me what you think in the comment section. T for trade, P for pass. Adriano says, how does it work this year with the preseason cuts? We only have to make one official rooster cut, right? I think he means roster cut, but nonetheless, maybe a roaster cut or whatever you're trying to say there too, Adriano. The post-June 1 cuts, a team can that scenario, it all blows my mind as far as that goes. I believe before June 1, you're allowed up to 2 players. And then after that, it's all based on trying to free up roster space to get to that magic number of 90 as far as that goes. 90 players you can have on a roster for the time being. And then later on, you get down to 53. It is a mess. It's hard to figure out. But remember, the Seahawks made a lot of cuts early in this process of free agency to make things easier on them right now. JSN The Goat checking in says, should the Seahawks trade for Patrick Queen? Well, Patrick Queen wasn't too happy with the Baltimore Ravens on draft night when they took Trenton Simpson from Clemson to compete to be one of their starting middle linebackers. And Patrick Queen, the problem that you have with Patrick Queen is he's out of position. I don't like the idea of Patrick Queen playing off-ball linebacker in that Baltimore Ravens defense. I think that they have him playing the wrong position. Whether you have him on edge or have him on safety, whatever it may be, that's where he belongs, not where he's playing right now. And so in the Seahawks case, Patrick Queen, I don't know, quite frankly. I lean towards no because of the cost that he could command and just the unprovenness. We expected more out of him, and he hasn't put it all together the way that we thought he would. I would personally lean towards no. And ultimately, I think Baltimore is going to sign a new deal with him anyway and keep him around, keep him happy. He showed up to OTAs there in Baltimore. Seems unlikely that they move on from him at this point, I think. What do you think? Should the Seahawks trade for Patrick Queen? Y for yes, N for no. Tell me what you think in the comments section. Should they make a move for Patrick Queen or not? Why for yes and for no? Folks, we got hats on sale. Whether it's the current logo or throwing back to the AFC days, whatever you're feeling, we got you covered. Hats, also beanies on sale. We got camo as well. Up to 30% off while supplies last. Get yours today, and you'll be glad you did, representing your favorite team. Got to have a hat to be wearing around when you're going to your cookouts or mowing the backyard and representing your favorite team. Rock out with your hawk out, right? Get yours today, up to 30% off now. Chatsports.com/Seahawks hats to get yours, and you will be glad you did. All right, got time for another question or two before I wrap up here. Adriano says, trade. Yeah, I also think Geno was working with D this offseason. I would try to get a 6th or 7th round pick or keep him. Cutting him would be one season too early. I would only cut him if he gets beat out. If he doesn't win the job, then and if somebody's better for that spot, then yeah, then you cut him. I wouldn't cut him today, but you know, if it comes down to it, I'd be open to that discussion later on when you get down to the end of the 53-man rosters. If you can get a 6th or 7th round pick for him right now, that'd be gravy. Problem is, I don't see anyone in their right minds trading for a receiver who's had 17 catches in 2 seasons. Why would you give up a 6th or 7th round pick for that? Sounds like a nice idea in theory, but tell me who. Tell me who's making that trade. I'll tell you who. No one. Botcha Director with the last question. It's too early to trade Fant, mainly because it was his first year, and I believe he bounces back. I mean, sure, you can say it was his first year all you want, but at the end of the day, year 4, you were supposed to have a breakout season. It's put up or shut up time when you get into year 4 in the National Football League as a skill position player, and you were in a pretty good offense as is. I like Noah Fant. Hopefully he does have a breakout season of some sorts. I rather keep him because I don't think you're going to get a ton for him as far as that goes. His market would be better than Will Dissly's, but I would keep Noah Fant around as far as they go. Name a player the Seahawks should trade for. Give me one name that comes to mind of somebody they should bring in. Tell me what you think in the comments section below. All right, so we are just about done. Before we do, let's put the sub link in the chat so you can subscribe to the channel. We are live every Wednesday for the Seahawks Today extravaganza. If you haven't already, sub now, and you can make sure and join us to be a part of our live shows that we do here each and every week. Our news and rumor segments we bring you, watch parties as well. Big Tex is here with me a lot as well. Subscribe now, and you will be glad you did. Tex, we got to run. Always a pleasure, my friend. Guys, have a great night. We'll see you right back here next week here on Seahawks Today Live. Thanks for joining us.